It's time for more R-Type. One can never get enough. This time it's Super R-Type for the Super Nintendo. This is the third game in the series, though it's more of a reimagination of the first and second title, and doesn't break any new ground. As always, you pilot an R9 and must defeat the evil Bido Empire. Since I have never played R-Type 2 before, here's a brief rundown of what's new. First, there are two new weapons. The green power-up fires off a laser blast, and the gray power-up fires off an exploding grenade-type weapon. In addition to these new powers, you can also charge up your wave cannon even further, sending off a large spread of fire. Everything else is pretty much the same R-Type I've grown to love. The controls are modified slightly, with a dedicated button for auto fire and a standard fire button that you can press rapidly or use for charging your wave cannon. And of course, there's a button to call and remove the force from your ship. There is a lot to like about R-Type. The Force, your pod-like sidekick, still feels fresh even today. You can send it around the screen to kill hard-to-reach enemies. You can attach it to the front or back of your ship for extra firepower. The most useful thing the Force does is act like a shield, absorbing most enemy fire. It can also be used as a battering ram to take out enemies. The level design doesn't feel as fresh as the first game. I love how the original R-Type felt so organic, like you were really fighting on an alien planet. For the most part, Super R-Type loses a lot of that feel. The design is more generic. It's still visually interesting, it just lacks some of the charm of the original. Super R-Type is a solid shmup, but it has a very obvious flaw: massive amounts of slowdown. It's not always obvious in this video, but after the first couple of levels, things can slow to a crawl. This can be a real pain as it affects the movement of your ship. The game speeding up and slowing down is jarring and negatively affects the flow of the game. The slowdown does come in handy though, as it also slows down enemy fire. The entire last level is littered with enemies and bullets that would be near impossible without slowdown. But that leads to a strange decision. There is no incentive to kill enemies, as you want the screen to keep its snail's pace. I can't recall any other game where you have such a big incentive not to blow up your enemies. This leads me to modern reviews complaining about the game's difficulty. On the default difficulty setting, this game isn't insanely hard. You get unlimited continues, which means all you need is patience to win. The bosses are not terribly difficult either, and because dying sends you back to the beginning of the level, this assures when you reach the boss, you'll always have plenty of firepower. Another complaint is the mostly forgettable soundtrack, which consists mostly of generic 70s funk elevator music. Overall, I like Super R-Type, but not as much as the first title. This is a fairly generic shmup, and there are far better ones available on the SNES.